If you found this video, it's clear that you understood that you need to change your lifestyle. Keep watching and you'll thank me later.
Welcome to our next video. These are smart IKEA ideas for Kidsroom, or brilliant idea hacks every parent should know, by the architect expert. Each child know rivet how well they are about to have. There's no getting around it. We want our kids' rooms to be fabulous because these rooms symbolize all our hopes and dreams for our children. On a rational level, we know that a perfect room won't ensure them a perfect life, but emotionally, it's a different story. If you had your way, you'd create a castle in the air for your precious little, or not so little, one. But back here in the real world, most parents don't have unlimited time or money to devote to this important project. If you have an endless budget, the sky's the limit. But for most parents today the question is, how can we provide rooms that nurture and protect our offspring, stimulate them, and grow along with them, without putting their college tuition in jeopardy? In this article, you'll see how to create imaginative, kid-friendly looks without breaking the bank. You'll learn how an intelligently designed room can help nurture a child's development at various stages of life. You'll also see how to meet the needs, and even the wants, of several kids in the same room. Plus, we'll show you how to translate your child's personal preferences into a livable decorating scheme that won't fade from favor with the next new fad. Between about age 6 and 11, children can experience the world in a wonderfully free way. Liberated from the limitations and frustrations of early childhood but not yet in the thick of the demands and concerns of adolescence, kids, in what classic psychology calls the latency period, are avidly discovering their world and their own potential. You can guide and support this discovery process by the way you design your child's room. Grade schoolers are a mixed bag. Like younger kids, they still need space to play on the floor and kick up their heels in safety. But like older kids, they have to contend with a lot of homework. A good-sized desk, a comfortable chair, and a minimum of breakable knickknacks help satisfy both the big and little kid inside your grade school. When it comes to decorating space, a grade schooler is old enough to have significant input. No guarantees, but the more your child is involved in helping plan the room scheme, the likelier it is he or she will take pride in the space and take care of it. Kids this age often have hobbies, interests, or talents that are already part of their self-definition, so by all means reinforce that you feel are positive. Keep your eyes open for key items that will pull a positive room concept together for your child. It may be easier than you think. One lively boy who loved the big cats but not his pale turquoise walls changed his mind when given a dramatic quilt depicting a rare white tiger with turquoise eyes. The quilt border colors were turquoise, brown, white and green, so the rest of the room took on a jungle theme. An artistic girl who had a hard time choosing one or two colors for her room found happiness with a rainbow motif. People began giving her rainbow decorated accessories, so her room came together quickly. A nice clutch, just about any clear, solid color fits in. What theme can you use to knit together your child's preferences and interests with the room and furnishings you already have? At this stage of the game, you and your child may still clash on the issue of color, but a grade schooler is also old enough to understand, or at least accept, your explanation. If he wants vivid blue and bright orange, for example, you can satisfy that desire with small furniture items and accents in those smooth and treat the walls to a pale, room-expanding tint of light blue or light orange sherbet. Whether you and your child are inspired by a specific theme or just a color scheme, don't feel you have to create something elaborate. Keep in mind that the pictures you see in this book or in decorating magazines are settings at their company best. In everyday life, a grade schooler's toys, books, homework projects, and clothes tend to take over all but the most rigorously policed spaces. Even a minimally decorated room will look plenty busy most of the time, so keep it simple. One proof simple approach is to develop a color scheme of 2 or 3 pieces and stick with it when buying or refurbishing pieces. If you have less than pedigree furniture, paint pieces one color and add wood poles and knobs in another color or design. If you're buying fabric accessories, use the more subdued color for big items such as a comforter or an upholstered computer chair. Save the lighter color for pillows and other small accents. If your child's scheme is maybe in yellow, for example, you can swap the yellow for red, lime green, pink, or any number of other choices on their taste change without a big investment. What is the child's favorite colors and preferred painting methods? If that happens, next, if you've got a particularly imaginative youngster, look beyond the prepackaged ideas out there. For example, a butterfly theme doesn't have to be delicate and pastel. The common monarch butterfly is dramatic black and adorable. So, imagine a room where each wall is hung with monarch butterflies printed in black tiger furniture, brass butterflies floor roll. You get the idea. Virtually any concept can be used with a little creativity. Stumped on how to make it work? Ask your child. To a grade school, the world of imagination is so clear and present today's open plan, will think that casual lifestyle have their roots in the human craving for closeness. You don't need to live up to some elaborate showpiece of a bedroom. For almost the first decade of life, most children's best love decorating accessory. It's a sad child who is expected to make a fancy toy-filled room take the place of a loving adult's presence. Any child psychologist can tell you that, from birth through the grade school years, most children prefer to play and study in the room you're in, no matter how small or simply furnished. Anyone who's ever tripped over toddlers in the kitchen knows how common this situation is, so don't worry if you can't construct Sleeping Beauty's castle or a pirate ship worthy of Treasure Island in an 8 by 10 foot room. Even when money is no object, elaborate themed bedrooms delight doting parents and grandparents, but they're often too static and limiting to a child's own creativity. When we remember that children do much of their developing through the exercise of their own creative and analytical processes, we can focus on providing the tools rather than the finished pieces to enhance that development. Sure, kids clamor for everything they see on TV or at a friend's house. But many parents know the frustration of buying the latest electronic novelty toy promoted in commercials, only to have it cast aside overnight in favor of pots and pans and a pair of wooden cooking spoons or a cardboard appliance box and some crayons. The same dynamic appears when you're furnishing a whole room for a child. Focus on providing safe, sturdy furniture and play structures, easily accessible storage, and appealing colors and patterns. The kids will supply the magic of imagination. Of course, if you are longing to hire that comploid painter or master carpenter, go right ahead. You can still provide an inspiring framework for imaginative play. Just keep it relatively generic. A forest playhouse can house Winnie the Pooh today, Robin Hood tomorrow, a seashore mural is great for today's Little Mermaid and tomorrow's scuba diver. Let's start the count. 1. Nullet Cradle for the lower bed of the IKEA idle bunk bed of apartment where you bought the link below of this original copying what the code go add to. Use a Rooney Dreadness clothing rack for baby clothes. 3. Turn brass bedside table into a modern cotton who lives in that Rosa girl. Empty how she does hair stuff after she volunteered a wrinkly video. 4. Organize your mud room with IKEA bookcases. Make the morning out of the Reddit much easier than before. 5. Make a corral bed in a cozy reading area. See how you can do it from Kristina's books. 6. Use the Gruntle knife rack small metal toy organizer. 7. Spruce up the lab angle with a world map. Your crew watches you on the video. 8. Add a nice edge to ordinary boarding with pony music so your house trim the stripes and the pom-pom built in the description area. 9. Give an IKEA table a colorful upgrade. 10. Make a play kitchen from IKEA Knox's from Little Age window using as light in the stuff. Empty wood guide tile from the included link back in the description area. 11. Work with the IKEA play kitchen and modern makeover. Seriously, this kitchen is nicer than mine. It's easier than it seems. 12. With simple shelves a heavy upgrade. 13. Or look with Servette hot freezers. 14. Add a Billy bookshelf to the Gulliver weekend as a perfect snare. Although your baby can be rivet, will warm up the brain for the listener that you need in the future. Roll the bed on the table and go to the Sirrian Jet Eden to find out more. 15. Add a chalkboard sheet with a lax side table. 16. Make your Lego tableware of the dreams of your children. 17. Turn a coffee table into a toy workbench. 18. Create a laptop and hobby mommy creations. 19. Turn a sew-in rack into a gaming shop. It's also easy to fold and go around. 20. Turn the iconic stranded chair into a tumble switch. It is perfect for who just need their baby in style will feet. 21. Use masking tape and white berries old IKEA sideboard makes Aristotle. 22. Use floating shelves to organize kiddo box. 23. Turn an IKEA cradle into a co-sleeper. Get the internal info area instructions. 24. Turn the rolling brass card cart into home workstation. 25. Create a custom closet with Billy bookshelves. 26. Make a hem's dresser with great items from a nice piece for a nursery. 27. Find the man in the moon in IKEA coffee lamp. 20. Organize your art supplies in a tool folder. 29. Use IKEA wardrobe and to create built-in walls around the window sill. Of Stacy Brandford. 30. Use an IKEA kitchen storage system diapers organizer. And 31. Use the flag remote control pad UW organizer. Thanks for the honor of the video until the last second. Please comment, subscribe, like, work. In this manner you will find pleasant and wonderlike ideas to decorate your room. Ready? My room is so nasty like come do us this. Hey there. Susan allow extra one room deco manual over you, where Echo to wish Jai more as 10 of these IDs to frog your room. And this video does not include net decorations, but also a complete room transformation. Because you can tell me, and it's all my mind, my room from plain and nasty to be absolutely precious. Does G want this Versine Jow self? Then just keep kick. Where that first DIY decides to decorate my plain white furniture. And if us used to paint this is by interest that G best that work area. You need paint cushions, sponge operators, masking tape, underlayment and paint. Echo 5 paint, 2 in pink and 3 in aqua gloss. XL also beat mag. White coal on that top, what's I'll kick $1, just right for this. So let us start with that. First trigger. Us is just going to paint that, so to this Nepge's edge which we needed to love. Guard that inside with that masking tape. Make sure that your furniture is smooth and dry. And you are ready to start paint. Well, in the first one, primer has to be a little bit fresher what applies. Paint sticky to that furniture and salt doer grub spy air. Leave that underlay to get dry. Millennial tip here come that red deal, color. Come our start with here the beautiful. G that paint the smelling and then paint that front of the tractor and that side. Edge. Ek is kind of for how with paint you can completely transform a room for so only priz. Come us. Spilap after that block paint. Ek is mode here block blue aqua. This is so beautiful. Only a self spells and. Let that dry driver and egg. Turn it down. My paint was I look by. Thick and low salvage work to do, but XD decides to go for 2. And here is. All my die lazy, so beautiful. Leave the whole thing dry before you start with those signs. Those colleges. Here's the mark where every dot belongs to over 3 inches between. Those colleges and 1.5 inches between each right. To make a perfect use of a big one. Serial puncher. Make a serial hole in one piece of a masking tape around this net G's dot stencil grain. Stick this on the trigger and paint that has been dumped inside with a sponge. Paint in white. That perfect dot. As you go wildly jumbling to be more vigilant what G can also just make this store means of a sponge dispenser as this shape is completed. But I wanted to take mine to make it perfect for that. Nibble trigger and kick how beautiful this is. And here is that Nick one to complete. All my lazy actions and things cannot be clarified. How happy Ek is some with gold. Come sit us this place. Ek love how to connect those white colleges. Dive lay 8 with that reason of that furniture what white. Ek is mode for my furniture. Who prefers a simple white one. With creeping since say love isn't that love. Oh yeah. I could also hear the texture of Converse. Because this is a cold beat. And there is a sweet, cozy bed with cushions. A body doormat. Kisses. Since all I look at indicates still duration, here it pray just wing lag and chevron. Kissing myself. Exalgy was how to make the lag first. To make this what you needed. A pillowcase, what G creeper baby cheap, a scoop, dust gum and wool. Take your wool and screw anything you want. Ek the decision to see that word on my kids scrape off that you know what I'll say, just a little lag. And that which lets you shine with you. Synergize content with how that word lit. Take your dust gum and stick that wool in place. Lift it up, apply a bit of gum and print that wool on that cushion case. In the end Ek added beat spiral bow. That letter I on that dotted angle. And Ons is already ready with that courageous smile. Kiss. This project is a letter to do in a minute and this is not an easy way. She can also make this kiss to make friends Misty and Scrooge or her name on a brightage. Person like it. But love here, this one man, another idea is a twill kiss. G must. A white cushion case, masking tape, a pot of fur color, sponge dispensers or a paintbrush. A square and lap paint. As long as you want to keep the edge of that cushion, please. Masking tape piece along all 4 sides. Well make the first twill right door vase. Masking tape in a twill pattern. Then the other turkey right red book in the first. One and add another one as they want. Skill away, middle Ryan G3 the perfect twill. Right stencil, what will color us later. Ek is not here the technique because this is yours. That perfect parallel twill Ryan net discussing on the trend. Good, our twill stencil is all ready but it's still be. Ek the decision to blog surprise, to my room. First I make a blog ride with the help of its contact. It's clear to me Edge recommended to move the band in that direction of the try. That way what you prevented that color from leaking under the band cause a great twill edge. When all the try is colored, thunderbolt away the masking tape to reveal perfect twill pattern. G can use more. as two colors or selves just over in multi-classic twill kiss. Ek is sweet for who makes my adornment for that room, because Ek can pass my room on Matthew after my room. G can stop here because this already looked fantastic, but I decide to color the edge. Best firm. That far is dyed twill pattern with diaspix belt and to apply the color to that can. Throw water the bomb, let unicycling to dry off a few hours and G is ready to decorate your room with this masterpiece. Ek het drag take Sue's how hear those kisses make my bed. And now you just unbelievably cozy, but also absolute tidy to kick after. Okay, my bed is nice, but there's a break space on my desk and dresser, so come and make us a few fierce decorations on that place. Here that prey just colored sand cactus, what you need to some sand prefer white, cactus, bigger, glass, food coloring, toothstick skins, a pair of glasses or a pot of wood sand and something to that sand with rudder. Spread those sand glasses, at the 4 of them. It also for cost color. Dig for that fun part, color that sand. Take a small amount, water and mix in a bead of color. Ek have blue, green and yellow. Throw those colored water in that sand and mix well to spread color already. As G that cost color. Direct in that sand glass cell and IE that color honored company. Low my I try to do this. Buy better to mix this with water first. Hey dink this lick. Ek is sweet for whole, Ek and Ek wants to eat whole. Okay, well you have to dry that sand dry whole. And then this is time. A nice sandy house to make us our cactus. Start with a green, goji in that glass. Exit my sand in small plastic kitties net so the Sal MacLiger to throw NIE. Plain that cactus. And let us continue with Ek is kind of her planner. Let us be the first to see my plant die, so that Ek the Jennington cactus is a la maintenance plant YUG to your room, but is this not necessary? Bye kid. This is ideal for my kick over G guy sand drive doll warper. Ek is absolutely in love with this idea. Lick stunning and making it so much fun. This bloody bulb with cacti, here that can mean old fashioned. And you like school lapper lamp, no one? For here which one? You need a regular lamp, a wooden shoe of those colorless or and a gum. Usco that cover lamp with decor and link friendly. Ek starts at that summer. All you have to do is to put a drop of gum on that back of the spoon lapper and stick it on that cover page. Unique lamp can be expensive, while in this one might cost about $4. And it also gives me the chance to make these pieces. Ek bought here those spoon lappers. On that internet we're in few dollars, so $6 for here the nice lamp, NIE slag Ek will say. That particular part is covered with that flying beauty, so let us continue on that side. To make that lamp cover her with in place, where we at work do something says Sue's master band. Inside, in place of that super gum what you can use of, you can also go over in glue gun. But whatever you use, it must be pointed out that Jiminy is not your fingers. Go here. That final butterfly does is ready with that unique lamp. This sketch is so beautiful. To a line full of butterflies pattern. It can also work as a hat. Our is almost sweet curves. But how we're here. Super great is colored cars are cool. Sound cherry glass, cherry milk. Lit, bright and white. Choose 3 color. Go with a green. Can blah ooh. Sit a few was in the pot and add a piece. Well G who is in cry must melt. So that G can either sit this in a microwave. Make sure that you use microwave pot to adjust. This is what makes this cherry Suze Ek love Tycho that was melted and mixed with bright feeling. Suze a laboratory wet like. As everything is nicely fused G that colored was a smelling. Here. Usadetton and brush here. Place pins underneath that one side of that glass. Keep it. That curse pit and the drug and throwing Deembros was in. When that first layer is dry. Place that underneath the other side of Deeglas and throw in her second color. And last but not least. Get it out and throw your last color bow on Verdardie Net G's horizontal finite. He is faced with a prey just colorful cherry. Giant also use more ash 3 colors. Here the decision. For in smaller slope and 4 was color. Neutral curved salgy this cozy warm G. Feeling and a nice pop of color after you room evs when there is no fire. Unbiased like way to incorporate the maintenance. Plea for your room is to decorate the bamboo cane and pipe with water with a colorful clip. Welcome to our next video. These are smart IKEA ideas for kinder room, or brilliant idea hacks every parent should know, by the architect expert. Each child know rivet how well they are about to have. There's no getting around it. We want our kids' rooms to be fabulous because these rooms symbolize all our hopes and dreams for our children. On a rational level, we know that a perfect room won't ensure them a perfect life, but emotionally, it's a different story. If you had your way, you'd create a castle in the air for your precious little, or not so little, one. But back here in the real world, most parents don't have unlimited time or money to devote to this important project. If you have an endless budget, the sky's the limit. But for most parents today the question is, how can we provide rooms that nurture and protect our offspring, stimulate them, and grow along with them, without putting their college tuition in jeopardy? In this article, you'll see how to create imaginative, kid-friendly looks without breaking the bank. You'll learn how an intelligently designed room can help nurture a child's development at various stages of life. You'll also see how to meet the needs, and even the wants, of several kids in the same room. Plus, we'll show you how to translate your child's personal preferences into a livable decorating scheme that won't fade from favor with the next new fad. Between about age 6 and 11, children can experience the world in a wonderfully free way. Further, the limitations and frustrations of early childhood are not yet in the thick of the demands and concerns of adolescence. Kids, in what classic psychology calls the latency period, are avidly discovering their world and their own potential. You can guide and support this discovery process by the way you design your child's room. Grade schoolers are a mixed bag. Like younger kids, they still need space to play on the floor and kick up their heels in safety. But like older kids, they have to contend with a lot of homework. A good-sized desk, a comfortable chair, and a minimum of breakable knickknacks help satisfy both the big and little kid inside your grade school room. When it comes to decorating the space, a grade schooler is old enough to have significant input. No guarantees, but the more your child is involved in helping plan the room scheme, the likelier it is he or she will take pride in the space and take care of it. Kids this age often have hobbies, interests, or talents that are already part of their self-definition, so by all means reinforce those you feel are positive. Keep your eyes open for key items that will pull a positive room concept together in your child. It may be easier than you think. One might be going to love the big castle not to feel purple and wall to change his mind, giving him a nice broken cushion of real life cycle and turquoise eyes. The kill border comes with something brown, white, so the rest of the room puts on a jungle theme. And just a girl had a heart of even 1 or 2 couples for her room found happiness with a rainbow theme. The rainbow decorating festival, so that you'll be together for all. Next month, just about the year, solid for a good day. What themes do you usually whether your child's preferences and interests with the room and furnishings you already have? At this stage of the game, you and your child may still clash on the issue of color, but a grade schooler is also old enough to understand, or at least accept, your explanation. If he wants vivid blue and bright orange, for example, you can satisfy that desire with small furniture items and accents in those hues and treat the walls to a pale, room-expanding tint of light blue or light orange sherbet. Whether you and your child are inspired by a specific theme or just a color scheme, don't feel you have to create something elaborate. Keep in mind that the picture you see in this book-length decorated magazine are settings at their company best. In everyday life, a grade schooler's toys, books, homework projects, and clothes tend to take over all but rigorously policed spaces. Even a minimally decorated room will look plenty busy most of the time, so keep it simple. One proven, simple approach is to develop a color scheme of 2 or 3 hues and stick with it when buying or refurbishing pieces. If you have less than grade furniture, paint a piece of one color and add wood pulls and knobs in another color or design. If you're buying fabric accessories, use the more sedate color for big items such as a comforter or an upholstered computer chair. Save the brighter, lighter color for pillows and other small accents. If your child's scheme is navy and yellow, for example, you can swap the yellow for red, light green, pink, or any number of other choices when their tastes change without a big investment. What if your child's favorite colors are the preferred themes in yarns? If that happens, it may. If you've got a particularly imaginative youngster, look beyond the prepackaged ideas out there. For example, a butterfly theme that is to develop in pastel, the common monarch butterfly is dramatic black and door. So, imagine a room where each wall is filled with monarch butterfly prints and black lighted furniture with brass butterfly and door. You get the idea. Virtually any concept can be used with a little creativity. Stumble on to make it work. Ask your child. To a grade school, the world of imagination is still clear and present. The statement of that may be just what you or she may want. When planning your child's room, remember that today's open plans and distinctive casual lifestyle have their roots in routine and creative focus. You don't need to live up to some elaborate show piece of everything. You'll almost first decade of life, most children's best loved decorated accessory. It's a sad child who is expected to make advances toward the room take the place of a loving adult's presence. Any child psychologist can tell you that, from birth through the grade school years, most children prefer to play and study in the room you're in, no matter how small or simply furnished. Anyone who's ever tripped over toddlers in the kitchen knows how common this situation is, so don't worry if you can't construct Sleeping Beauty's castle or a pirate ship worthy of Treasure Island in an 8x10-foot room. Even when money is no object, elaborate themed bedrooms delight doting parents and grandparents, but they're often too static and limiting to a child's own creativity. When we remember that children do much of their developing through the exercise of their own creative and analytical processes, we can focus on providing the tools rather than the finished pieces to enhance their development. Sure, kids clamor for everything they see on TV or at a friend's house. But many parents know the frustration of buying the latest electronic novelty toy promoted in commercials, only to have it cast aside overnight in favor of pots and pans and a pair of wooden cooking spoons or a cardboard appliance box and some crayons. The same dynamic appears when you're furnishing a whole room for a child. Focus on providing safe, sturdy furniture and play structures, easily accessible storage, and appealing colors and patterns. The kid will supply the magic of imagination. Of course, if your longings hire that prompt or painter or master carpenter, go right ahead. You can still provide an inspiring framework for imaginative play. Just keep it relatively generic. A forest playhouse can house Winnie the Pooh today, Robin Hood tomorrow, a seashore mural is great for today's Little Mermaid and tomorrow's Scuba Diver. Let's start at count. 1. Knowledge cradle for the lower bed off of the IKEA idle bug bed of a partner therapy bog the link below the this original copy and what the photo at 2. Use a crewy dress clothing rack for baby clothes. 3. Turn brass bedside table into a modern popularizing and rosy girl. Empty how she does hair stuff after she bogs in the room make the video. 4. Organizing your mother room with IKEA bookcases. Make morning out of the dirt much easier than before. 5. Make a corral bed in easy any area. See how you can do it from Christina's books. 6. Use the frontal knife rack small metal toy organizer. 7. Spruce up the lap handle with a world map. Hope you watches you under the video. 8. Add an ice edge to ordinary boarding with the room so you know how to clean the stripes in the long open in the description area. 9. Give an IKEA table colorful upgrade. 10. Make a play kitchen from IKEA knocked the special middle window even have light in the stuff. Empty how to guide the tile from the included link back in the description area. 11. Or give the IKEA Play Kitchen a modern makeover. Seriously, this kitchen is nicer than mine. It's easier than it seems. 12. Give simple shelves a homey upgrade. 13. Or look with Survey hot coolers. 14. Add a Billy bookshelf for developer leading Elizabeth Urban Sparrow. Although your baby can read rivet. Warm up the rain for the Lisa of the Gigi and the People. Roll to Bennett on the picture. The Surfing Jetty to find out more. 15. Add a top board sheet for black sun. 16. Make the leg tableware of the dreams of the children. 17. Turn a coffee table into a toy workbench. 18. Create a good copy of the mommy creations. 19. Turn sewing ready to game in the shop. It's also easy to fold and go around. 20. Turn the iconic sewing chair into a table station. 29. Of Stacy Brandford. 30. Use an IKEA kitchen storage system diapers organizers. And 31. Use the flat remote control Caddy UW Auto Organizer. Thanks for the on of the video until the last second. Please respond, subscribe, like, or if this is the only one you'll find here with ideas to decorate. Ready? My room is so nasty right how you lost this. See so loud I put my room it's only over you. I hope you push time over to spend 28 hours to draw again. And this video is not a room of decorations, but also a complete room transformation. Because you can tell me, and it's all my mind, my room from plain and nasty to be absolutely outrageous. this receive also? Then just keep kick. For that first DIY decides to decorate my plain white furniture. And if us used to paint this is by interest that you best curve. That work area. You need paint cushions, sponge operators, masking tape, underlayment and paint. Echo 5 paint, 2 impient and 3 in Acablah. XL also beat mag. White coal on that top, XL kick it all, just like this. So let us start. First floor, this is just going to be that, so this is like you need to guard that inside with that masking. Make sure that your furniture is smooth and dry. And you are ready to start painting. Well, in the first one, I'm has to be a little bit pressure water lines. Keep sticking that furniture and so you are going to start in there. Leave that a little bit dry. If you want to hear from this family. Come now start with your beautiful. And that paint is smelling and then paint that front of the tractor and that side edge. Ek is kind of how with paint you can completely transform a room for so and leap grids. Come us. Swipe after the block paint. Ek is mo here blah ooh. This is so beautiful. Only yourself spells and let that dry driver and death. Turn it down. And was on good fire. The sound of the FD decides to go and so beautiful. You get it in the eye before you start with those signs. Here's the mark where every dot belongs to the 3 inches of paint. Those color is the line of the foundation and the right. To make a perfect use of the paper. Siren feature. To make a siren of a one piece of master tape running this net G-dot stencil. Stick this on the trigger and paint it and dump inside with a sponge. Paint in white. That perfect dot. As you go wildly jumbling to be more vigilant what you can also just make this store means of a sponge dispenser as this shape is completed. But I wanted to take mine to make it perfect for that. With blue trigger and kick how beautiful this is. And here is that we've won to complete. All my lazy actions and things cannot be clarified. How happy Ek is Sam with gold. Come see us this place. Ek love how to connect those white colleges. Guide lay 8 memories of that furniture with white. Ek is mode for my furniture. He prefers a simple white one. With prefix and say love isn't that love. Oh yeah. I could also hear the texture of Converse. Because this is a cold beer. And there is a suite, cozy bed with cushions, a body adornment. Kisses. Since all I look can indicate still duration, here it pray just glimlag and chevron. Kissing myself. Exalgi with how to make the glimlag first. To make this what you need it. A pillowcase, what G for baby cheap, a skirt, dust gum and wool. Take your wool and script anything you want. Ek the decision to see that word on my kiss scrape on that you know what we'll say, just a little. And that was left to shine with you. Consider giant content with how that word there. Take your dust gum and stick that wool in place. Lift it up, apply a bit of gum and print that wool on that cushion case. In the end Ek had a bead spiral book. That letter I have got a finger. And on is already ready with that brave smile. Yes, this project is a letter to do in a minute and this is not an easy way. You can also make this kiss to your friend Miss Beans for style her name or regulation. Person you give it. But look here, this one man, another idea that is well kiss. You must. A white cushion case, masking tape, a pocket for color, sponge dispensers for a paintbrush. A certain black paint. As long as you want to keep kidding with that cushion case. Masking tape piece along all 4 sides. Well make the first wheel right your hands. Masking tape and flip out. Then the others will keep right ready broken at first. One and add another one as they want. Skill away. Middle Ryan to treat it perfectly well. Right stencil. What will come? Snake. Heck is all here the thing because this is yours. That perfect parallel to Will Ryan Nevy's passing with the today. Good. Our Will stencil. It's all already that skill. At the decision we can blah ooh. Surprise, to my room. First Hag make a blah ooh right with the help of his Ponzato. It's clear and me Edge recommended to move that band in that direction of that try. That way what G prevented that color from leaking under that band cause a gritty twill edge. When all the try is colored, thunderbolt away the masking tape to reveal perfect twill pattern. G can use more. As 2 colors or selves just a very multi-classic twill kiss. Ek is sweet for he makes my adornment for that room, because Ek can pass my room on Matthew after my room. G can stop here because this already look fantastic, but decide to color the tent. Best girl. That orange dye twill pattern with diasphates fell into a line of color to that. Can. Convert water to bond. Let use sickles to dry up. A few hours and heat is ready to decorate your room with this masterpiece. I drank it soon as I hear those kisses make my bed. And I just unbelievably cozy, but also absolutely tiny to kick after. Okay, my bed is nice, but there's a break. Space on my desk and dresser, so come and make us a few fierce decorations on that place. Here the prey just colored sand cactus, what you need with some sand, prefer white, cactus, bigger. Glass, food coloring, toothstick skins, a pair of glasses or a pot over that sand and something. To that sand with rudder. Spread those sand glasses, at the 4 of them. It also 4 cost color. Digger that fun part, color that sand. Take a small amount. Water and mix the beater color. Green and yellow. Throw those colored water in that sand and mix well to spread color ready. As G that cost color. Direct in the sand glass sand and I.e. that color on your company. Look my and try to do this. Buy you better mix this with water first. Egg is sweet prickle. Egg the neck. Want to be told. Okay, well you have to dry that sand right hole. And then this is time. A nice sandy house to make us our cactus. Start with a green, goji in that glass. Exit my sand in small plastic kitties nets over the Salmac clipper to throw nie. Plain that cactus. And let us continue with Ek is kind of her planter. Let us be the first to see my plant die, so that Ek the Jeninkin cactus is a la maintenance plant what Luigi to your room, but is this not necessary? Bye kid. This is ideal for my Kikobraji Gaij Sandrij Galwarkri. Ek is absolutely in love with this idea. Making it so much fun. This good golden cactus, here that can be old fashioned. And who likes school lapper lamp? No one? Or here which one? We need a regular, a wooden shoe and there's colorless or jam. A gum. Let's go that cover lamp with date one blink friendly. X starts at that summit. All you have to do is to put a drop on that back of the spoon lapper and stick it on that cover page. Unique link can be expensive, while on this one might cost about $4. And it also gives me the chance to make these creases. I bought here those spoon lappers. On that internet for in few dollars. So $6 for here the nice lamp, and I used to get close. That particular part is covered with that flying glue, so let us continue on that side. To make that lamp cover curve with the place, where we can work do something that Sue's masking band. Inside. In class with that super gum what you can use of, it can also go over in glue gun. But whatever you use, it must be pointed out that Jiminy is not your fingers. Go here. That final butterfly and us is ready with that unique line. This sketch is so beautiful. Cool line full of butterflies tattooed, and can also work as a hat. Our is almost sweet curse. But how we're here. Super Prey just colored cars of cool. Your salad cherry glass, cherry needle. Pit, grind and white. Choose 3 colors. Go with a green. You can block here. Sit a few in the top and add a piece. Well heated and fine must melt. So that you can even sit this in the microwave. Make sure that you use microwave pot as well. This is what makes this cherry Suza. Ek love type that is melt and mixed with black. Feel Choose a laboratory what might. As everything is nice if you G the cover of the smell. Also get into the bar here. Place close underneath with one side of that glass. Keep it. That first bit in the rugged flowing number of the when that first layer is dry, place that underneath the other side of beadless and throw in the second color. Then last but not least, get it out and throw your last color bow in the dark and let G's horizontal line. Place with a gray just colorful cherry. John can also use more as 3 colors. Here to the city. For in smaller slope and 4 was color. Neutral first salgy this cozy warm G. Feeling and a nice coffee color after using nebs when there is no fire. Unbiased light way to incorporate relations. Plea for your room is to decorate it with cane and pipe with water with a colorful gift. Welcome to our next video. These are smart IKEA ideas for kinder room, or brilliant idea hacks every parent should know, by the architect expert. Each child know rivet how well they are about to have. There's no getting around it. We want our kids' rooms to be fabulous as these rooms symbolize all our hopes and dreams for our children. On a rational level, we know that a perfect room won't ensure them a perfect home. It's a perfect story. If you have your way, you create a castle in every parents today, the question is, how can we provide rooms that nurture and protect our offspring, stimulate them, and grow along with them, without putting their college tuition in jeopardy? In this article, you'll see how to create imaginative, kid-friendly looks without breaking the bank. You'll learn how an intelligently designed room can help nurture a child's development at various stages of life. You'll also see how to meet the needs, and even the wants, of several kids in the same room. Plus, we'll show you how to translate your child's personal preferences into a livable decorating scheme that won't fade from favor with the next new fad. Between about the age 6 to 11, children can experience the world in a wonderfully free way. Liberated from the limitations and frustrations of early childhood but not yet in the thick of the demands and concerns of adolescence, kids, in what classic psychology calls the latency period, are avidly discovering their world and their own potential. You can guide and support this discovery process by the way you design your child's room. Grade schoolers are a mixed bag. Like younger kids, they still need space to play on the floor and kick up their heels in safety. But like old kids, they have to contend with a lot of homework. A good-sized desk, a comfortable chair, and a minimum of breakable knickknacks help satisfy both the big and little kid inside your grade schooler. When it comes to decorating the space, a grade schooler is old enough to have significant input. No guarantees, but the more your child is involved in helping plan the room scheme, the likelier it is he or she will take pride in the space and take care of it. Kids this age often have hobbies, interests, or talents that are already part of their self-definition, so by all means reinforce that you feel are positive. Keep your eyes open for key items that will pull a positive room concept together for your child. It may be easier than you think. One lively boy who loves the big cats but not his pale turquoise walls changed his mind, having a dramatic quilt that fits the rare white tiger with turquoise eyes. The quilt bore the colors were turquoise, brown, white and green, so the rest of the room took on a jungle feel. An artistic girl who had a hard time choosing one or two colors but her room found happiness with a rainbow motif. People began giving her rainbow decorated accessories, so her room came together quickly. A nice plus, just about any clear, solid color fits in. What theme can you use to knit together your child's preferences and interests with the room and furnishings you already have? At this stage of the game, you and your child may still clash on the issue of color, but a grade schooler is also old enough to understand, or at least accept, your explanation. If he wants vivid blue and bright orange, for example, you can satisfy that desire with small furniture items and accents in those hues and treat the walls to a pale, room-expanding tint of light blue or light orange sherbet. Whether you and your child are inspired by a specific theme or just a color scheme, don't feel you have to create something elaborate. Keep in mind that the pictures you see in this book or in decorating magazines are settings at their company best. In everyday life, a grade schooler's toys, books, homework projects, and clothes tends to take over all but the most rigorously policed spaces. Even a minimally decorated room will look plenty busy most of the time, so keep it simple. One proven, simple approach is to develop a color scheme of 2 or 3 hues and stick with it when buying or refurbishing pieces. If you have less than pedigree furniture, paint pieces one color and add wood pulls and knobs in another color or design. If you're buying fabric accessories, use the more sedate color for big items such as a comforter or an upholstered computer chair. Save the brighter, lighter color for pillows and other small accents. If your child's scheme is mainly yellow, for example, swap the yellow for red, light green, navy, any number of other choices for their tastes change without a big investment. What if your child's favorite color? Bird beans and ours. If that happens, then, if you've got a particularly imaginative youngster, look beyond the tragic ideas out there. For example, a butterfly theme doesn't need to develop like pastel, the common monarch butterfly and dramatic black resort. So, imagine a room with pink walls on the counter with dark black furniture with brass butterfly floor. You get the idea. Virtually any concept of the creativity. Stomp on how to make it work. Ask your child. To a grade schooler, the world of imagination is still clear and present, and a sea green giraffe may be just what he or she had in mind. When planning your child's room, remember that today's open-plan homes and distinctly casual lifestyle have their roots in the human craving for closeness. So you don't need to live up to some elaborate showpiece of a bedroom. For almost the first decade of life, most children's best-loved decorating accessory is you. It's a sad child who is expected to make a fancy toy-filled room take the place of a loving adult's presence. Any child psychologist can tell you that, from birth through the grade school years, most children prefer to play and study in the room you're in, no matter how small or simply furnished. Anyone who's ever tripped over toddlers in the kitchen knows how common this situation is, so don't worry if you can't construct sleeping units and hassle for acquiring a ship worthy of treasure. Even when money is no object, elaborately and bedrooms are for a child. Focus on providing safe, sturdy furniture and play structures, easily accessible storage, and appealing colors and patterns. The kids will supply the magic of imagination. Of course, if you are longing to hire that trompe-l'oeil painter or master carpenter, go right ahead. You can still provide an inspiring framework for imaginative play. Just keep it relatively generic. A forest playhouse can house Winnie the Pooh today, Robin Hood tomorrow, a seashore mural is great for today's Little Mermaid and tomorrow's scuba diver. Let's start the count. 1. Nola cradle for the lower bed of the IKEA idle butt bed of apartment therapy fog the link below the Basarishvi copyright what the pro do add 2. Use a crewy dress clothing rack for baby clothes. 3. Turn Rast bedside table into a modern pot who eyes an ambrosia girl. Empty how she does hair stuff after she volume under the link to video. 4. Organize your mudroom, IKEA bookcases. Make the morning out of the dirt much easier than before. 5. Make a curl bed in a cozy cleaning area. See how you can do it from Kristina's books.com. 6. Use the Grunchel knife rack small metal toy organizers. 7. Spruce up the lab panel with a world map. Your Pooh watches you under the video. 8. Add a nice edge to ordinary cordage loading and pencil your how to trim this giant sample compound open in the description area. 9. Give an IKEA table a colorful upgrade. 10. Make a play kitchen from IKEA Noctis some littler window even have light in the stuff. Empty out the guide the tile from the included link back in the description area. 11. Or give the IKEA play kitchen a modern makeover. Seriously, this kitchen is nicer than mine. It's easier than it seems. 12. Get simple shelves and the upgrade. 13. Or look with servant hot noodles. 14. Add a Billy bookshelf to the Gulliver Week with Alyssa and Urban Sparrow. Although your baby can read Rivet, it will warm up her brain for the Lisu and the Jinjin in the near future. Roll to Bennett on the page and go to the Basarishvin Chevy Edom to find out more. 15. Add a chalkboard sheet to the lax side table. 16. Make the Lego tableware of the dreams of your children. 17. Turn a coffee table into a toy workbench. 18. Create a Lichthofen and Hobby Mommy Creations. 19. Turn a sewing rack into a gaming shop. It's also easy to fold and go around. 20. Turn the iconic stranded chair into a tumble switch. It is perfect for who dirty their baby in style will feed. 21. Use masking tape in White Fairy's old IKEA sideboard makes Aristotle. 22. Use floating shelves to organize kiddo box. 23. Turn an IKEA cradle into a co-sleeper. Get the internal info area instructions. 24. Turn the rolling Raskog cart into a homework station. 25. Create a custom closet with Billy bookshelves. 26. Make a hem's dresser to tray in into a nice piece for a nursery. 27. Find the man in the moon in IKEA's Fothuland. 28. Organize your art supplies in a tool holder. 29. Use IKEA wardrobe made in them to create built-in walls around the window chair. Of Stacy Brandford. 30. Use an IKEA kitchen storage system diapers organizers. And 31. Use the flat remote control Caddy UW auto organizer. Thanks for the honor of the video until the last second. Please respond, subscribe, like, or. In this manual you will find more than 10 wonder-like ideas to decorate your room. Ready? My room is so nasty, why come do us this? Hey dear. Suzma Lau Ek the one room decor manual for you, where I go to push Jai more as 10 of these ideas to frog your room. And this video does not include net decorations, but also a complete room transformation. Because you can tell me, and it's on my mind, my room from plain and nasty to be absolutely praise. Does G want this for scene Jalso? Then just keep kidding. Or that first DIY decides to decorate my plain white furniture. And if us used to paint this is by interest that QS that work area. You need paint cushions, sponge operators, masking tape, underlayment and paint. Ego 5 paint, 2 in pink and 3 in aqua blah XL also be to add white coal on that top. What's Sal kick $? Just wag for this. So let us start with that. First trigger. Us is just going to paint that, so to this Nepgee's edge what we needed to love. Guard that inside with that masking tape. Make sure that your furniture is scoon and dry. And you are ready to start paint. Well, in the first one, primer has to be a little bit fresher what applies. Paint sticky to that furniture and sol do over a spy jar. Leave that under let it dry. Give one tip here come that pretty color. Come our start with here the beautiful. G that paint the smelling and then paint that front of the tractor and that side. Edge. Ek is kind of her how with paint you can completely transform a room for so many grids. Come us. Swell I back to the blog paint. Ek is mo here blog blue but this is so beautiful. Only a self-spell game. Let that dry and day. Turn it down. My paint was I would find. Thick looks out that work to do, but XDs decides to go for two. And here it is. All my dye lazy, so beautiful. Leave the whole thing dry before you start with those signs. Those colleges. Here's the mark where every dye belongs to for 3 inches between. Those colleges and 1.5 inches between each right. To make a perfect use of a big one. Serial puncher. Make a serial hole in one piece of masking tape around this net G's dot stencil. Stick this on that trigger and paint that has been dumped inside with a sponge. Paint it white. That perfect dot. As you go wildly jumping to be more visually what you can also just make this door means of a sponge dispenser as this shape is completed. But I wanted to take mine to make it perfect for that. On the blue trigger and kick how beautiful this is. And here is that we want to complete. All my lazy actions and things cannot be clarified. How happy Ek is sung with both. Come sit us this place. Ek love how to connect those white colleges. Guys lay 8 with that reason of that furniture with white. Ek is known for my furniture. Who prefers a simple white one? With me since say love isn't that love. Oh yeah. Ek could also hear the texture of Converse. Because this is a cold feet. And there is a sweet, cozy bed with cushions. A body dormant. This is. Since how language can indicate still duration, here is courageous limb-lag and chevron. Kissing myself. Exalgy with how to make a limb-lag first. To make this what you needed. A pillowcase, what can you create for baby cheek, a stick, dust film and wool. Take your wool and screw anything you want. Ek the decision to see that word on my kid's straight farm that you know what all saying, just glimmer. And that which lets you shine with you. Synergize content with how that word lick. Take your dust film and stick that wool in place. Lift it up, apply a bit of film and print that wool on that cushion case. In the end Ek add a bead spiral bow. That letter I and that dot and angle. And on it is already ready with that courageous smile. Yes, this project is a letter to do in a minute and this is not an easy way. She can also make this kiss to make friends Misty and script or her name on Dragtage. Person like it. But look here, this one man, another idea is no kiss. Must. A white cushion case, masking tape, a pot of for color, sponge dispensers for a paintbrush. A square and black paint. As long as you want to keep the edge of that cushion please. Masking tape piece along all 4 sides. Well make the first wheel right door dance. Masking tape and a twill paddle. Then the other to keep right red book that word. One and add another one as it wanted. Skill away, middle right and create the perfect twill. Right stencil, what will cover us later. Ek is mal here the technique because this is good. That perfect parallel twill line net discussing on this you add. Good, our twill stencil. It's all already old still. As the decision to even block surprise, to mine. First make the block lie with the help of response animal. It's clear to me Ed recommended to move the band in that direction of that line. That way what prevented that color from leaving into that band cause a great twill edge. When all the tray is colored, thunderbolt away the mask will be a perfect twill pattern. You can use more. 2 colors itself just for a multiple classic twill kiss. It's sweet where he makes my adornment for that room, because I can pass my room on Matthew after my room. She can stop here because this already look fantastic, but I decide to color that edge. Best curm. That Vars dye twill pattern with diaspace belt and to apply that color to that. Can't. Verlater that bond, let Unisicusing to dry up a few hours and she is ready to decorate your room with this masterpiece. Ek hetreg tig soos how hear those kisses make my bed. And I'm just unbelievably cozy, but also absolute tidy to kick after. Okay, my bed is nice, but there's a break. Space on my desk and dresser so come and make us a few fierce decorations on that place. Here that courageous colored sand cactus what you need to some sand for white cactus, bigger, glass, blue color, 2 stick skins, a pair of glasses or a pot of vivid sand and something. To that sand with glitter. Spread those sand glasses, at the color. It also for a cost color. Did with that fun part, but with that sound. Take a small amount. Water and mix the green and color. Green and yellow. Throw those colors. Water and that sand and mix well to spread color around. As you go. Salmak Liger to Nie. Clean that cactus. And let us continue with Ek is kinda worked in. Let us be the first to see my plant die, so bad. Ek Jenny and cactus is all on maintenance plant 1 OG to your room, but is this not necessary? Bye kid. This is ideal for art. Kick over Gigam Sandraj Galwarper. Ek is absolutely in love with this idea. Ek Jenny is making so much fun. This would be bold with black light. Here that can be our passion. And you are soon like a lamp. No one. Or here which one? We need a regular. Or what the shoe goes color is paint. No gum. Let's go to the cover land with a big one and track. X starts at that song. All you have to do is to put a drop on that back with a spoon lever and stick. On that cover page. The unique lamp can be expensive, while in this one might cost about $4. And it also gives me the chance to make these precies. Ek bought here those schoon lappers. On that internet for in few dollars, so $6 per year the nice lamp, and I used to make that quill. Say, that particular part is covered with that fine beauty, so let us continue on that side. Make that lamp cover early in the place, where you need to work with something so it seems faster than later. Inside, in the case of that super gun, what you can use though, you can also go over and glue gun. But, whatever you do, it must be pointed out that John is not your fingers. Go for it. That final butterfly in us is ready with that unique lamp. This step is so beautiful. You must follow butterfly's pattern. You can also work as a hat. Our is almost sweet first. But now we're here. Super great is colored cars for food. Sound cherry blanks, cherry mango. Yeah, right, white. This three colors. Go with the green. And blah, ooh. Sit up yours and then hot and add a piece. Well, people, fry must melt. So get people either sit this in microwave. Be sure that you use microwave hot or dust. This is what makes this cherry soothe. Egg love ice my nose melted and mixed with right. Use a laboratory wet light. As everything is nicely finished, you can put it smelling. Also get the blush here. Place underneath it one side of that glass. Keep it. That first step in the drugging film heroes was in. When that first layer is dry, place that underneath the other side of heroes and throw in your second one. And last but not least, get it out and throw your last color bow and bird darty nut cheese or something fine art. This. Face with a fragrance colorful cherry. Giant also use more than 3 colors. Here to this. Turn smaller slope and 4 was not. You can curve salad with this cozy warm tea. Feeling the nice pop color after you end up when there is no fire. Unbuying and lightweight and decorating maintenance. For your room is to decorate with everything clean and light with water and the colorful tea. Welcome to our next video. These are smart IKEA ideas for planning or brilliant idea hacks every parent should know by the architect expert. Each child really ready how well they are about to have. There's no getting around it. We want our big rooms to be fabulous rooms. These rooms symbolize all our hopes and dreams for our children. On a rational level, we know that a perfect room won't ensure them a perfect life, but emotionally, it's a different story. If you had your way, you'd create a castle in the air for your precious little, or not so little, one. But back here in the real world, most parents don't have unlimited time or money to devote to this important project. If you have an endless budget, the sky's the limit. But for most parents today the question is, how can we provide rooms that nurture and protect our offspring, stimulate them, and grow along with them, without putting their college tuitions in jeopardy? In this article, you'll see how to create imaginative, kid-friendly looks without breaking the bank. You'll learn how an intelligently designed room can help nurture a child's development in various stages of life. You'll also see how to meet the needs, and even the wants, of several kids in the same room. Plus, we'll show you how to translate your child's personal preferences into a livable decorating scheme that won't fade from favor with the next new fad. Between about age 6 and 11, children can experience the world in a wonderfully free way. Liberated from the limitations and frustrations of early childhood but not yet in the thick of the demands and concerns of adolescence, kids, in what classic psychology calls the lazy periods, are avidly discovering their world and their own potential. You can guide and support this discovery process by the way you design your child's room. Grade schoolers are a mixed bag. Like younger kids, they still need space to play on the floor and kick up their heels in safety. But like older kids, they have to contend with a lot of homework. A good-sized desk, a comfortable chair, and a minimum of curriculum impacts help satisfy both the big and little kid inside your grade school.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the link below in order to find out more.